When you think about life, imagine the line on a tombstone, the dash between the date you were born and the date you pass away. That dash represents your entire existence. It's the sum of every breath, every decision, every action. It's the story that only you can write. The power of that dash is not in its length, but in how it's lived. The question is simple but profound. What will you do with your dash? That dash is your opportunity. It's your chance to live a life of meaning and impact. We all have the same finite stretch of time to fill, but how we fill it is entirely up to us. The first step is to understand that life isn't about waiting for some distant future or ideal moment. It's about living with purpose now. Defining what truly matters to you, the values you hold, the people you love, the passions that ignite your spirit, gives direction to your dash. When your daily choices reflect these priorities, the dash becomes a powerful narrative of intentional living. But living purposefully isn't easy. Fear often whispers to us to play it safe, to avoid failure, to stay within the boundaries of comfort. Yet, the dash expands only when we take risks, when we dare to step into the unknown. Growth, innovation, and authentic experiences come from embracing uncertainty and moving forward despite doubts. The dash becomes vibrant and meaningful when it's filled with courage, resilience, and the willingness to push past fear. Your dash is not just about you. It's about the impact you leave behind. The legacy you build is the echo of your existence in the lives of others. Every kindness, every lesson, every moment of leadership creates ripples beyond your own story. Building a legacy demands mindfulness, intentionality, and a commitment to contribute positively. What will others say about your dash? What footprints will you leave on this world? Every moment within that dash offers choices, sometimes small, sometimes monumental. These choices shape your journey, your relationships, and your purpose. Understanding the power of choice means recognizing that no moment is insignificant. How you respond to challenges, how you invest your time, how you connect with others. All these decisions craft the story of your dash. Choose wisely, choose boldly, and finally, the dash isn't a distant horizon. It is happening now, this very moment. Too often, we get lost in regrets of the past or anxieties about the future, forgetting that the dash lives in the present. Living fully in the present means embracing awareness, gratitude, and presence. It means showing up for life with all your energy and authenticity. The dash transforms when we live deeply now, because the only time we truly have is this moment. So when you look at your dash, remember, it is a canvas awaiting your masterpiece. It is a challenge to live fully, love deeply, and impact meaningfully. The question remains, what will you do with your dash? The dash between the dates on a tombstone is a simple symbol, yet it carries a profound meaning that often goes unnoticed in the rush of everyday life. It represents the entire span of a person's existence, the moments, experiences, achievements, struggles, relationships, and growth that occur from birth until death. This small line is a powerful reminder that life is not measured merely by the length of time we live, but by how we fill that time with purpose and significance. Each dash is unique, an irreplaceable timeline that tells a story no one else can tell. The symbolism of the dash encourages us to shift perspective from the fixed points of birth and death toward the fluid, dynamic journey in between. Birth and death are constants, inevitable and beyond control, but the dash is where our choices and actions define who we are. It is the space in which we learn, create, love, and contribute. Understanding this allows us to appreciate life as a narrative we author daily, with every decision and interaction adding chapters to our story. The dash is a testament to the human experience. embodying both the ordinary and extraordinary moments that shape us. This symbol also prompts reflection on how we currently live our lives. It invites a moment of pause to ask, are we fully inhabiting our dash? Are we making the most of the time granted to us? The dash can easily be overlooked or taken for granted when we focus too much on what has already passed or what lies ahead. But it is in this present stretch between those two fixed points where our power truly lies. Recognizing the dash as the entirety of our lived experience emphasizes the importance of presence and mindfulness, fully engaging with life as it happens rather than simply marking time. The dash reminds us of the brevity and preciousness of life. No matter how long the dash may seem, it is always finite. This awareness can inspire urgency and intentionality, pushing us to prioritize what matters most. It serves as a call to action against procrastination and complacency, urging us to seize opportunities and cultivate meaning in our daily lives. When we appreciate the dash as a limited resource, we are motivated to fill it with actions aligned with our deepest values and aspirations. Moreover, the dash symbolizes continuity and connection. Our lives are not isolated lines, but part of a larger tapestry that links generations, communities, and histories. The dash represents not only our personal journey, but also how we intersect with others' lives, influencing and being influenced in return. This interconnectedness adds depth to the meaning of the dash, reminding us that how we live affects not only ourselves, but the broader world. It invites us to consider the legacy embedded in our dash, the impact and memories we leave behind. On a more personal level, the dash highlights the significance of everyday moments that might otherwise seem insignificant. Life is often romanticized as a series of grand events, but the dash is made up of countless small choices, actions, and experiences. The laughter shared, the kindness extended, the persistence in challenges, all these moments accumulate to define the richness of the dash. This perspective encourages us to honor the mundane as well as the monumental, recognizing that each moment contributes to the fullness of our story. Understanding the dash also calls for a deeper appreciation of growth and transformation. The dash is not static, it evolves as we evolve. Our beliefs, goals, relationships, and sense of self change over time, shaping the narrative of the dash. This dynamic quality allows for reinvention and continuous progress, underscoring that the dash can always be enriched by new experiences, learning, and self-discovery. It rejects fatalism and embraces the potential for renewal throughout life's journey. Finally, the dash serves as a powerful metaphor for agency and responsibility. While birth and death are outside our control, how we live the dash is largely within our hands. It challenges us to take ownership of our lives, to be deliberate about how we spend our time and energy. This mindset encourages proactive engagement rather than passive existence, empowering us to create a life of significance rather than merely passing through time. The dash, in this way, becomes a symbol of hope and possibility, affirming that every moment holds the potential to shape who we become. By recognizing the dash's symbolism, we gain clarity on the essence of life itself, not as a distant endpoint, but as the sum of our actions, choices, and experiences. It reframes life as a precious narrative to be authored with intention and courage. This simple line invites us to live fully, to engage deeply, and to create a legacy that reflects the best of who we are. The dash is more than a punctuation mark. It is the living pulse of our existence. Living with purpose means aligning your daily actions with a deeper sense of meaning, a clear understanding of what truly matters to you beyond fleeting distractions or societal expectations. Purpose is the internal compass that guides decisions, fuels motivation, and provides a sense of fulfillment that transcends mere achievement or material success. Without purpose, life can feel aimless, fragmented, or hollow, no matter how busy or accomplished one might be. Purpose transforms existence from simply getting through the day to actively creating a life of value and significance. To live with purpose, it is essential first to clarify what matters most. This requires introspection, asking fundamental questions about your values, passions, strengths, and the impact you want to make. It might involve reflecting on moments when you felt most alive, most engaged, or most proud. Purpose is deeply personal. It cannot be prescribed by others or dictated by external pressures. Instead, it emerges from a genuine connection to what inspires and motivates you at the core of your being. This clarity acts as a filter for choices, helping you say yes to what aligns with your purpose and no to distractions or obligations that detract from it. Living with purpose means making intentional choices daily, not waiting for a grand event or moment of clarity to begin living meaningfully. It's about integrating your values into everyday routines, whether in your work, relationships, or personal growth. Purposeful living manifests in consistency and small acts that accumulate over time. This could be as simple as dedicating focused time to a passion project, nurturing meaningful connections with loved ones, or seeking opportunities to learn and grow. These incremental steps create a rhythm of intentionality that shapes the broader narrative of your life. Purpose also functions as a powerful motivator, especially during challenges. Life is inevitably filled with obstacles, setbacks, and periods of uncertainty. When purpose is clear, it provides resilience, a reason to persevere when circumstances are difficult or motivation wanes. Purpose reminds us why we started, why the struggle is worth enduring, and what lies beyond temporary hardships. It transforms challenges from mere obstacles into opportunities for growth and learning, reinforcing a mindset of persistence and hope. Another aspect of living with purpose is its ability to cultivate authenticity. When your actions reflect your true values and passions, you live in alignment with who you really are rather than conforming to external expectations or superficial measures of success. This authenticity fosters deeper satisfaction and peace because it removes the tension of trying to be someone you're not. Living authentically also attracts genuine relationships and opportunities, as others respond to your sincerity and clarity of vision. Purpose can evolve over time as you grow and experience life. It is not a fixed destination, but a dynamic journey that adapts to new insights, challenges, and stages of life. This evolution invites openness and flexibility, allowing you to refine or expand your understanding of what matters most. Rather than seeing purpose as a rigid mandate, it becomes a living framework that guides your growth and adaptation. Embracing this fluidity encourages continuous reflection and realignment, keeping your life relevant and fulfilling. In professional contexts, living with purpose can redefine success. Rather than focusing solely on titles, income, or prestige, purposeful work centers on meaningful contributions and alignment with personal values. When your work resonates with your purpose, it generates enthusiasm, creativity, and a sense of fulfillment that elevates performance and satisfaction. This connection can lead to innovation and impact that extends beyond individual achievement to benefit communities and society. Purpose also fosters a sense of connection and contribution beyond the self. Many find that true purpose involves service, whether through helping others, advancing a cause, or contributing to something larger than themselves. This outward focus provides deeper meaning and counters feelings of isolation or insignificance. Knowing that your life positively affects others creates a sense of belonging and legacy that enriches your dash. Finally, living with purpose is a deliberate practice that requires attention and commitment. It calls for regular reflection, setting meaningful goals, and consciously choosing actions that align with your values. Surrounding yourself with supportive relationships and environments that nurture your purpose enhances this process. It also means being willing to let go of habits, roles, or pursuits that no longer serve your meaningful path. Living purposefully is not a one-time decision, but a lifelong dedication to creating a life that matters deeply to you. Through living with purpose, the dash between birth and death transforms from a vague line into a vibrant expression of your unique contribution, your passions, and the legacy you build. It is the essence of a life well lived, the answer to what truly matters beyond the passage of time. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that shape human behavior, often acting as a barrier that prevents people from fully embracing their potential and living intentionally. When we consider the dash, the line that represents our life, the role fear plays in limiting that dash becomes starkly clear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, or fear of change can confine us within safe, predictable boundaries. These fears hold us back from pursuing bold ideas, taking risks, or stepping outside of comfort zones where real growth happens. Overcoming fear is essential to expanding the dash and making the most of the time we have. Fear manifests in many ways, and its influence can be subtle or overwhelming. It can appear as procrastination, self-doubt, or hesitation, whispering doubts that keep us from pursuing meaningful opportunities. It convinces us to settle for mediocrity rather than strive for excellence, telling us that failure is dangerous or embarrassing. Yet, it is precisely by confronting and moving through fear that we unlock new dimensions of ourselves and our lives. Risk-taking, although uncomfortable, is a catalyst for innovation, creativity, and authentic living. Each time we choose courage over fear, we expand the possibilities contained within our dash. Taking risks is not reckless or careless. It is a deliberate choice to face uncertainty with a mindset open to learning and growth. It requires acknowledging that failure is not the end but an essential part of the journey. Fear of failure often paralyzes us, but reframing failure as feedback or a stepping stone shifts the narrative. Failure becomes an opportunity to gain insight, refine approaches, and build resilience. This mindset empowers us to try again, innovate, and push boundaries. The dash gains depth and texture when it includes the courage to take risks and embrace the lessons that come with setbacks. Beyond fear of failure, fear of judgment or rejection often limits what people dare to pursue. The desire for acceptance and approval can lead to conformity and suppress authentic expression. When we allow fear of others' opinions to dictate our choices, we sacrifice our unique voice and potential impact. Overcoming this fear requires cultivating self-confidence and a strong sense of self-worth grounded in internal values rather than external validation. Living authentically, even when it invites criticism or misunderstanding, enriches the dash and fosters genuine connection with others who resonate with our true selves. Fear of the unknown also plays a significant role in limiting risk-taking. The human brain is wired to prefer predictability and security, making the unfamiliar intimidating. However, the unknown is where growth and opportunity reside. Stepping into uncertainty challenges us to develop adaptability, creativity, and trust in our own capacities. It invites us to discover strengths and possibilities we might never have imagined. Embracing uncertainty with curiosity rather than dread transforms fear into a gateway rather than a barrier. This shift opens the dash to experiences that deepen understanding and broaden horizons. Risk-taking fueled by courage also shapes leadership and innovation. Leaders who inspire change are those willing to step into uncertainty, challenge the status quo, and take bold actions despite risks. This mindset sparks breakthroughs and progress not only in personal lives, but within communities and organizations. The dash becomes a force for impact when courage drives actions that transcend comfort and challenge limitations. Innovation thrives on this willingness to venture into uncharted territory, making fearlessness a cornerstone of meaningful achievement. Moreover, overcoming fear is intertwined with resilience, the capacity to recover and continue despite setbacks. Risk inevitably brings failure or disappointment at times, but resilience ensures the dash remains vibrant. Developing resilience involves cultivating emotional strength, a positive mindset, and support systems that sustain us through challenges. When fear is met with resilience, it loses its power to stop us. Instead, it becomes a part of the narrative that highlights persistence and growth, enriching the story told by our dash. It is also important to recognize that fear, while often limiting, serves a protective function. It alerts us to real dangers and helps us navigate risks wisely. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to manage it effectively, to distinguish between fears that are cautionary and those that are limiting. This discernment allows us to take informed risks without recklessness and to grow courageously. The dash gains meaning when lived with this balanced awareness, where fear informs but does not dominate decisions. Cultivating courage and overcoming fear can be practiced and strengthened. Small acts of bravery, speaking up, trying something new, or expressing vulnerability build confidence over time. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people who encourage risk-taking and authenticity reinforces this growth. Reflecting on past instances where fear was overcome reminds us of our strength and capacity to handle uncertainty. These practices gradually expand the limits imposed by fear, opening the dash to fuller expression. Ultimately, the power to overcome fear and embrace risk defines how we shape our dash. When we choose courage, the dash becomes not just a line, but a vibrant story of exploration, growth, and transformation. Fear may always be present, but it does not have to control the narrative. By embracing risk and uncertainty, we unlock the true potential of our lives and leave a dash that reflects boldness, resilience, and meaningful impact. The decisions we make every day shape the quality, direction, and meaning of the dash in our lives, making choice a fundamental element in living intentionally. Each choice, whether seemingly small or profoundly significant, contributes to the story of who we are and who we become. Choices act as the architects of our future, carving the path along which our life unfolds. Understanding the power and responsibility inherent in choice empowers us to live with greater awareness, purpose, and control over our own destiny. Every moment presents us with options, some obvious and others subtle, and the accumulation of these decisions determines the overall arc of our life. Choice is about how we spend our time, whom we surround ourselves with, what values we prioritize, and what goals we pursue all have profound implications. Even the way we respond to circumstances, our mindset and attitude reflects a choice that influences our experience and growth. Recognizing that choice is always present, even when external factors seem limiting, underscores the agency we have in shaping our dash. The power of choice also lies in its role in self-definition. Through the decisions we make, we express our identity and values. Each choice communicates what matters to us, what we stand for, and the kind of person we strive to be. Over time, these choices accumulate to form a consistent pattern that others perceive as our character and legacy. In this way, choice becomes a form of self-creation, allowing us to move from passive recipients of circumstance to active authors of our story. Importantly, the exercise of choice requires awareness and reflection. Without conscious attention, we risk making decisions out of habit, fear, or external influence rather than genuine intention. Mindless choice leads to a fragmented or unfulfilled life, where the dash may be filled with distractions, regrets, or missed opportunities. Cultivating mindfulness around choice involves pausing to consider options, evaluating consequences, and aligning decisions with long-term purpose and values. This practice increases the likelihood that our choices build a coherent and meaningful dash. Choice also involves courage, particularly when the options before us include uncertainty, sacrifice, or potential failure. It is often easier to follow the path of least resistance or conform to societal expectations. However, true growth and fulfillment frequently require difficult choices that challenge comfort zones and demand resilience. Choosing authenticity over approval, passion over security, or integrity over convenience often defines the difference between a life of regret and one of meaning. Courageous choice strengthens the dash by embedding it with personal truth and dignity. The role of choice in relationships is also critical. Choosing whom to invest time and energy in affects not only our well-being, but also our opportunities for connection, support, and impact. Healthy relationships nourish the dash by providing love, collaboration, and encouragement. Conversely, choosing to remain in toxic or unfulfilling relationships can drain energy and distort life's narrative. Recognizing relationships as a choice encourages us to be intentional about the people we surround ourselves with and the quality of those connections. In the broader context, choice intersects with the concept of responsibility. With the freedom to choose comes the responsibility to own the consequences of those choices. This ownership is a key aspect of maturity and empowerment. When we accept responsibility for our decisions, we gain control over our lives rather than attributing outcomes solely to luck, fate, or other people. Responsibility reinforces the meaningfulness of the dash because it anchors us in the reality that our actions matter and that we are accountable for how we live. Choice also influences how we respond to setbacks or failures. When confronted with challenges, we have the option to respond with despair, blame, or withdrawal, or alternatively, with resilience, learning, and renewed effort. This response shapes the trajectory of the dash, determining whether obstacles become barriers or stepping stones. The power of choice here reinforces the dynamic nature of life. Our dash can shift direction and tone based on how we choose to engage with difficulties. Moreover, the cumulative effect of choices contributes to legacy, the impact and memories we leave behind. Legacy is not built only through grand achievements, but through everyday choices that reflect kindness, integrity, generosity, and commitment. Each decision to act ethically, to help others, or to pursue excellence adds value to the dash that extends beyond our own lifetime. This awareness enriches the significance of choice, reminding us that how we live affects not only ourselves but future generations. Technology and modern life present new dimensions to choice. With abundant information and options, the challenge is often not the absence of choice, but overwhelming abundance. This reality makes the need for intentionality and clarity even more pressing. Learning to prioritize and simplify choices helps maintain focus on what truly matters. Tools such as goal setting, reflection, and value clarification can assist in navigating the complexity of modern decision making. Ultimately, the power of choice lies in its capacity to transform potential into reality. The dash is a blank canvas, and each choice adds brushstrokes that create the portrait of our life. By embracing choice with awareness, courage, and responsibility, we shape a dash that reflects our highest aspirations and deepest truths. The ability to choose is a profound gift that enables us to live not just by chance, but by design, crafting a life that is both authentic and impactful. Living with gratitude transforms the way we perceive and experience life, profoundly impacting the quality of our dash, the span between birth and death that defines our existence. Gratitude is not merely a polite expression or fleeting feeling. It is a deep, intentional practice of recognizing and appreciating the value in our lives, regardless of circumstances. When cultivated consistently, gratitude reshapes our mindset, fosters emotional resilience, and amplifies our capacity for joy and connection. It turns the ordinary into extraordinary and helps us find meaning in every moment. Gratitude begins with awareness, paying close attention to the abundance and blessings present in our lives. This awareness can include appreciating relationships, health, opportunities, experiences, or even challenges that foster growth. Often, in the rush of daily life, we overlook these gifts, focusing instead on what is lacking or going wrong. Choosing to notice and acknowledge what is good and meaningful rewires the brain to prioritize positivity, creating a feedback loop that nurtures hope and optimism. This shift in focus enhances mental and emotional well-being, making the dash richer and more fulfilling. Beyond personal benefit, gratitude fosters stronger, more authentic relationships. When we express genuine appreciation toward others, it strengthens bonds, builds trust, and promotes empathy. People naturally respond to acknowledgement and kindness with openness and goodwill, creating a positive cycle of mutual support. This relational aspect of gratitude means that living gratefully not only enriches our individual experience, but also contributes to a more connected and compassionate community. The dash, therefore, becomes a tapestry woven with meaningful interactions and shared joy. Gratitude also plays a crucial role in resilience. Life inevitably includes hardship, loss, and disappointment, yet those who practice gratitude are often better equipped to endure and recover. Gratitude does not deny difficulties but reframes them, helping us find lessons, silver linings, or sources of strength amid adversity. This perspective reduces stress and fosters emotional balance, enabling us to continue forward with renewed energy and purpose. The dash is thereby strengthened by an enduring spirit that embraces challenges as part of the journey rather than obstacles that halt progress. Moreover, gratitude enhances mindfulness, the ability to be fully present and engaged in the current moment. Gratitude invites us to slow down and savor life's details, from a kind gesture to the beauty of nature or the taste of a meal. This heightened presence deepens our appreciation and makes experiences more vivid and rewarding. Mindfulness cultivated through gratitude disrupts the cycle of distraction and dissatisfaction that often characterizes modern life. As a result, the dash is experienced not as a blur but as a sequence of meaningful, cherished moments. Practicing gratitude can be formalized through rituals such as journaling, meditation, or verbal expressions of thanks. These intentional acts create habits that reinforce the awareness and expression of gratitude. Writing down daily appreciations, for example, helps to focus the mind on positive aspects of life, even during challenging times. Sharing gratitude publicly or privately strengthens connections and invites others to participate in this uplifting practice. These habits serve as anchors that keep the dash grounded in appreciation rather than drift into negativity or complacency. Gratitude also nurtures humility by reminding us of the interconnectedness of life and the contributions of others to our success and happiness. It counters entitlement and arrogance by recognizing that many aspects of our lives are gifts rather than solely personal achievements. This awareness fosters a balanced perspective and a willingness to give back, reinforcing a cycle of generosity and kindness. Living gratefully invites us to be stewards of the good we have received, enriching the dash with purpose and responsibility. The physiological benefits of gratitude are well documented as well, with studies showing that grateful individuals tend to experience better sleep, lower blood pressure, and improved immune function. These health benefits contribute to vitality and longevity, supporting a dash that is not only meaningful but also sustained with energy and well-being. The mind-body connection strengthened by gratitude underscores its holistic impact on life's quality. Gratitude also inspires creativity and openness to new experiences. When we focus on abundance rather than scarcity, we are more likely to take risks, explore opportunities, and engage with life enthusiastically. This mindset encourages innovation and personal growth, allowing the dash to expand in richness and diversity. It fosters a positive cycle where appreciation fuels exploration, and exploration deepens appreciation. In the context of legacy, gratitude shapes how we influence others and the world around us. A life marked by gratitude leaves an imprint of kindness, respect, and generosity that endures beyond our own existence. The way we express thanks and appreciation can inspire others to cultivate gratitude in their lives, multiplying its impact. The dash thus becomes a source of light that continues to illuminate and uplift, extending the meaning of our journey far beyond its temporal limits. Ultimately, living with gratitude is a conscious choice that enriches every dimension of the dash. It deepens our experience of life's richness, strengthens our relationships, fosters resilience, nurtures health, and inspires generosity. Gratitude transforms the dash from a mere measure of time into a vibrant expression of appreciation and connection, making each moment valuable and each life truly meaningful.